What's up, YouTube? This is Aaron with On the Side Productions, and today I'm bringing you another standalone video. This is not about how to balance rice on your middle finger, but I'm going to be going over the thirst and hunger system in standalone, since they're not as exactly clear-cut as they were in the DayZ mod. When, like, in the DayZ mod, we would have these different meters, and they'd show us specifically when we needed to eat and drink. But here in Standalone, your guy will just whine at you. He'll tell you that he's thirsty and he needs a drink and his stomach's grumbling, and we don't necessarily even know what that means coming from the DayZ mod, because we just don't know when he's going to be hungry. So now you may notice that my guy is here, in this backpack that was on the ground around me is now gone. And that's one of the wonderful features of Standalone, that we don't know when the server restarts are. So I just lost everything that was in the backpack. It's not a big deal. Still got some ammo. Still got my main sources of drink. I got a pop, some food, got some fruit also. But anyway, I'm going to jump right into the thirst system. So, like me, I'm sure many of you, right when you got on the game, you may have even felt like your guy was a wuss. And he was complaining all the time because he was thirsty. And I know you start out thirsty, and that's probably the way it should be, because it's a survival game. And I mean, first thing you need to go for is something to drink, some water. But you may have found a pop or something, and you drank it, and then 10 minutes later, your guy was thirsty again, and you were like, well, what the hell? I just drank a pop, you should be good. This is different quite a bit than DayZ, the DayZ mod. So here in DayZ Standalone, we have a different kind of meter. We can't see it, so we don't necessarily know when exactly we're going to absolutely need something to drink to keep our guy from losing health. And the way it works is you'll get a little yellow box up here that says thirst. You need to drink something to quench that thirst. If it's orange, you really need to drink something. If it's red, you're actually dying of thirst. So you're actually losing health when it's red. So you definitely need to get that taken care of. So how do we need to take care of our thirst? Well, you need to find something to drink. Your options are cans of pop, canteens, water bottles, and even faucets. These bottles of water in the canteens are a little bit more uncommon than the cans of pop. I wouldn't say that they're rare, but it's definitely harder to find them. But they're great. You find them, you can fill them up with the faucets. You have multiple drinks, not just one drink, not just chugging a pop. You're gonna get a little ways on a bottle of water, and they're also reusable, so you can keep filling them up. If you don't have those, you can actually just find one of these faucets and you can just continually drink water from them, and that's great. So, now, to keep your guy from whining, you have to completely satisfy his thirst. You don't necessarily know when that's going to be because you can't see a meter. But you have to make sure that you don't have a box here. So if you have a little yellow box, says you're thirsty, take a pop, it's gone. Fine, you're fine and dandy. You're good for 10 whole minutes, and then you're thirsty again. What you actually need to do is continuously drink. You need to drink 2 or 3 pops at a time. You need to completely get rid of your guy's thirst. It's not something that you just drink. It's not like the DayZ mod. You drink something, you're good for, gosh, I don't know how long we'd go. We could go a couple hours without drinking something, depending on what we did. Obviously, running takes your thirst down or up, I guess, quicker than just walking or camping somewhere over Electro, Anyway, so yeah, you just need to drink past that meter, past the point where it's gone, and your guy will be good for a while. So if you do find one of these faucets over here, take quite a few drinks. Don't take so many drinks that you're there for a minute. Your guy will, he'll get sick eventually, he'll puke, and then you'll be starving basically because you'll be hungry. I think that's all for the thirst. So we're going to move on to the food now. So I'm going to show you the different kinds of food. So we have our canned goods here. These here, we got some beans, some spaghetti. I think that's some tuna. Yep, chicken in the sea. Alright, so there's also this dry food. This is rice. There's also cereal. It actually takes up a 2x2 square. There's also fruit. So we have a fresh kiwi here, and we have a rotten kiwi here. And I think I'm going to go over that first. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that fresh fruit will actually quench a tiny bit of your thirst. It'll account for a little bit of the thirst. It won't act as a pop or anything by any means, but it'll help a little bit. I don't necessarily know how much each one of these foods contributes to getting rid of your hunger, but I'm assuming that the fruits, probably being the smallest, probably contribute the least amount, since there's probably more meat or protein or whatever in this can than in the kiwi. So we also have this rotten fruit here, and my suggestion would be stay away from it altogether. Even if you're starving, you should be able to find something else to eat other than rotten fruit. If you eat rotten fruit, it could be fine. You may be okay. You may also get sick. If you eat a rotten fruit, your guy might say, I have a funny taste in my mouth. I don't feel good. He'll start to get sick. And getting sick obviously has downsides. You'll lose some blood eventually. You'll run slower. Your guy just gets sick, and there's a bunch of negative effects. So you really just want to stay away from the rotten fruit. If you do have to eat it, however, and your guy's sick and he's whining about it, you need to find some charcoal tabs. I don't have any on me right now because I was actually sick just last night when I was playing. I took the charcoal tabs. And what those do is activated charcoal, or activated carbon in charcoal tabs actually absorbs toxins in your stomach. So when you have food poisoning, that's what they'd even do in a hospital today. You'd go there and they'd give you a black liquid, and it's actually activated carbon. So what the charcoal does, your guy won't necessarily like the taste of it. You'll see that your sickness might go from yellow to orange, and that's okay because it'll end up going away faster than if you just let the sickness play out. So your guy's not going to like the carbon. He's going to think it tastes like crap. He's going to feel more sick. But it's going to go away quicker. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. So take a charcoal tab, drink some water. Your guy will get better quicker than if you just let the food poisoning take its course. So we have our dry food here, and these are always great. Every time you eat one of these or something out of a canned food, it takes away 25% of however much is left. You eat the fruit, and it'll take the whole thing away. You eat the dry food, it'll only take away 10%. So you can get 10 eatings out of this bag of rice, whereas you can only get 4 out of the cans. This takes up two spaces. This takes up 1. So you have 4 per space here. So if we would replace this with cans, we'd only get 8 total eatings out of it, and this one we get 10. So it actually saves a little bit of space in a way. So on top of that, we have our canned goods here, and everyone knows there's these. So these canned goods here, they're sealed, and you need something to open it with. Most common thing, a can opener. You need to find a can opener, you just drag it over there, it'll ask you if you want to open it. Yeah, sure, let's open it. Okay, sweet. Now, I have an open can of baked beans, and that's awesome. You don't necessarily need a can opener, though, if you have anything sharp, anything really. This is a bayonet on a Mosin, a bayonet on your M4. Anything sharp you can open cans with. So I actually have a hatchet up here. So if I bring this hatchet down to this can of beans, I can even open the can with my firefighter axe. The downside of this, I get 100% when I use the can opener. I only have 62% left when I open it with the firefighter hatchet. So you see that I've dropped some when I was opening it. So you still open it, you can still get by, you're just not going to get as much out of it if you don't have a can opener or something like that. But really anything sharp you can open up cans with. Now for these cans of tuna, if you look closely at them, they have a pull tab here. You don't need anything sharp to open up a can of tuna. And that's handy to know. I didn't know that when I started out, and I thought, it's in a can, you need something to open up the can with. Well, you can just pull those. Y'all might know that already, but if you didn't, now you do, and that may or may not help you out in the future. One last thing I wanted to go over is overeating. So, while you need to eat past the point where that little yellow box that says you're hungry goes away, you don't want to eat too much. Your guy will get full. He'll tell you he's full too. When he feels like he's completely full, you're probably going to vomit. This is bad because you wasted all that food trying to prevent being hungry. You'll make your guy sick, he'll vomit, he'll have nothing in his stomach, and then he's really freaking hungry again. So you need to find the happy medium. Just don't eat and eat and eat and eat. I mean, you just got to think about it. Will a handful of beans satisfy you? No. So you need to eat the whole can of beans. Maybe even a can of tuna on top. But you don't need to eat 4 cans of beans. You guys are just not going to take to that, and that won't be very good. Alright guys, I think I hit up on all the major points of the thirst and hunger system. Hope you learned a little bit more. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any suggestions or any topics that you would like us to cover in the standalone, any how-tos, any informational videos, do me a favor, comment, we'll get back to you. We may even come out with a video about what you suggested to us. So let us know in the comment section. Make sure to subscribe also. We're going to be having plenty more videos coming out, and I know you guys like the first blood bag one. We're probably going to do a more in-depth one sometime soon because we really just took a video on how we did it. We didn't really do a step-by-step. Most of you got it, I'm sure, but subscribe. Let us know what else you want to see. Have a good day, guys. I'll see you in the next one.